This is Logical Logistics, where we cover shipping, supply chain, logistics, and everything in between. Welcome to the show. Well, thanks for joining us at Seize Your Business and Logical Logistics. I'm Joe Becht, your host. And today our guest is Jay.fraze, Director of Supply Chain Management Services with Tech Data Global Life Cycle Management. Jay, thanks for joining us.
Yep. Thanks, Joe. I appreciate the invite.
Yeah, no, it's great. Tech Data Global Life Cycle Management. Tell us a little bit about the company.
Yeah, Tech Data, first off, has been in business for 45 years. We're a Fortune 88 out of Fortune 500. We most recently closed out a fiscal year about $37 billion in sales, and we're a global company. Global Lifecycle Management is a division of Tech Data, and that is where my organization resides, our Supply Chain Management Services division. Global Lifecycle came into existence about 3 years ago. Tech Data had an acquisition with a provider, and part of the assets was the services division. So we merged the Tech Data services and the acquisition services to form Global Lifecycle Management. So that's kind of a little bit of background about Tech Data and how Global Lifecycle Management came to be.
Okay, so Tech Data, as you stated, is a well-established company. What was its original business focus, and how did it migrate into where it is today, and how did it evolve into the purchase of Global Life Cycle Management?
Yeah, the Tech Data with Ed Raymond and then later son Steve Raymond actually started off as a typewriter shop with doing a lot of supplies, and the evolution of word processing going to the microcomputer, they evolved with it. So over time they picked up the computer supplies and then hardware. I joined the team back in '93. At that time, we didn't even sell software. So it was a company that was quickly growing with the change in the industry, with the IT industry, and was really just up to date and really got in with all the global manufacturers of these products. Tech Data was able to quickly expand. We were an East Coast company and quickly expanded West Coast, then North America, and we're, as I mentioned, we're a global business today.
That's an amazing story because in our industry, whether it be freight forwarding or supply chain or truck brokerage, I've dealt with all of them. It's really has evolved, and it's hard for a lot of companies, established companies, to evolve with the way business has. So that's just such
Right.
a fascinating story, how Tech Data started in typewriters and then is now at a global supply chain force with high-tech acquisitions and expansion across the world. Now, Jay, you're the Director of Supply Chain Management Services at Tech Data Global Lifecycle Management. Can you tell us how you came about joining the company? What's your background?
I'm just right now approaching my 27th year at Tech Data.
Okay.
In the beginning of my life at Tech Data, I dealt a lot with our value-added resellers, with our VARs, and some of the largest VARs we had in North America. Back then, the supply chain was really people buying in bulk. It was, I almost call it carefree compared to today, but really, not completely carefree, but didn't have the challenges we have today. But over time, the Tech Data model was just a single go-to-market strategy. We buy product, we put it in our warehouses, and then we sell it and ship it. And we saw a change in the industry where a lot of the OEMs wanted to hang on to this direct business and didn't want to put it through the channel, but they weren't efficient with pick, pack, and ship, or even some of the back office operations that they had to deal with. So about 11 years ago, we signed up our first supply chain customer a rather large global OEM of consumer products, is the name that everyone knows today, and they wanted to do away with the long tail, so to speak, of the customers because it was just too hard to service. And we were able, through discussions, kind of talk them into kind of changing the model into what we call a hybrid operating model, where we would continue to sell products through our normal distribution, but we would also take on the responsibility of setting up and servicing about 200 of their direct customers, the long tail, so to speak, because we already have a credit department, collections department. This manufacturer sets the pricing, we just uphold it in their behalf. We do the pick, the pack, the ship. We help with the procurement. Any kind of the back office operations as well as the supply chain related operations, we took over for them. So that allowed them, one, to free up resources and cash, but two, to really focus on their larger set of customers. So that's kind of how we all got started here at Tech Data with the global lifecycle management into the services division.
Who was the driver behind this change? Was it a team effort? Was it yourself? Because I find this to be quite a remarkable story, how an established business changes with the economy and the way it's gone, especially in our industry.
Yeah, the OEMs are always under pressure, right? And when they start focusing on things that is not their expertise, everyone kind of loses, right? And I think it was the combined efforts between our executive management and this OEM's executive management to step outside that normal distribution platform, and they were willing to take the chance with Tech Data and kind of turn over this long tail of accounts that we would service in their behalf.
Okay.
And again, since we're doing it in their behalf, we just charge a service fee, for everything that we do. Again, the procurement, the credit collections, the extension of credit, the promo pricing management, all the way through to the shipping and reconciliation of the account.
Okay, interesting. So it's a team effort that actually led to this evolution.
Absolutely. Right. A team effort, and we're seeing a lot more of it. And one of the key here, Joe, is the single pool of inventory that we're utilizing and changing the operating model. So rather than just pure distribution, we're able to keep that same pool of inventory and take it to market in different manners. We have some hybrid operating models today where we have distribution, we can do a true 3PL, and we have kind of a fulfillment, which is really our bread and butter, where we do all the back office operations on behalf of the OEM. So from a single pool of inventory, they can have multiple go-to-market strategies and service a wide range of customers, their distribution customers, their direct customers on the long tail, but as well as the direct customers on the front end of the tail, which are their biggest accounts.
Okay. Can you walk us through a process with, say we're a new company? We're going to touch on a few things here because you've really opened up a can of knowledge here that we want to explore. But put us through a process. So company has signed a contract or an agreement with Tech Data. What, from A to B, how does the supply chain with your company work?
First off, Joe, we go exploratory, right? And we need to make sure that what we have to offer or what we can build, what we customize can build for our clients makes sense, right? I mean, if we can't do it quicker, faster, better, cheaper, and put cash back in the company and allow them to focus on the road ahead, what they do best is development and manufacturing, then it's probably not a good fit. But we have an expert group in our solutions division that comes in and really looks at the current model with an OEM and how are they going to market and what's their strategy and who are they serving today, right? And we look at what Tech Data is able to offer with our resources, and we kind of put together a solution for them. This could take anywhere from 3 months to a couple of years, depending on the size of the project There's a lot behind the scenes that goes on there. It sounds kind of simple on, just talking it through, but once you put the ink on the paper, it becomes a pretty major undertaking. So from that point, we just want to make sure that what we have to offer makes sense. And we get through that, and we sign a letter of intent to do business together, and then we roll up our sleeves and really get to the thick of things, right? This is where we go on site or have them come visit us, and really get into the nuances of the business and really fine tune whatever kind of custom solution that we can put in place. And that's really kind of how we go about it, Joe, and then the end state would be the implementation and a well-structured rollout.
Okay. Now, we have all different types of listeners, students. OEM is original equipment manufacturer, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. And that's the main focus on the type of customer that you are looking to do business with.
Yes, that's really our main focus today. We've experimented in other areas, but again, really the value that TD GLM supply chain offers is the expertise and the distribution and kind of pulling in these hybrid operating models into that solution.
Okay, so that's how you will improve a customer's quality of business and the way they're doing business.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Right.
The advantage here, if I'll just make some numbers up, but if it takes supplier or OEM manufacturer, X, and it costs them $100 to get product to market, and it takes them a month, and we can come in and do it for $50 and get it there in 2 weeks. We're adding value, not only saving them money, but getting product to market quicker, faster, better, and allowing them to take that off their plate and focus on really what they do best.
Yeah, value is such an important word nowadays because everything seems to be, it's not even cost driven anymore. Some of these platforms and industries you see now that it's just so, and you've seen it too, you've been in business quite a long time. People want to do things for free or expect things for free, but you need to have value, and it's so important that you brought that up.
Yeah, value is a big push. I mean, I talk about our customers, but really our customers are our customers' customers. We look back, at least I look back, my younger years, and I order stuff, and normally it was through a mail order magazine, right? And I fill out the form, I send it in with a check, and then I wait, impatiently wait.
Right.
And I never know when that product's going to show up. And, I might get a letter in the mail a week or two later that says, hey, this is on back order, right? And it's not uncommon, to wait 4 weeks, 6 weeks. I think one time I even waited like almost 3 months for a part for my car. So I've actually no visibility into it. And you look at where we are today, right? And there's certain companies are kind of setting the pace, but the expectation has changed, right? And if you're not delivering what the industry, what your client, what the end user are expecting, you're falling behind, right? Yeah. And it's all wrapped around, visibility. It's about satisfying the customer in the time that they expect product, and that has really been a differentiator and really the change in the market that I've really seen.
Okay, so now, being a person with experience in this area in supply chain, we do have listeners that are younger, are either studying this as a major or exploring going into it as a master's. And we've had actually a professor on from the UK in one of our earlier episodes who actually teaches supply chain. Can you give any advice to young people out there that are looking to get into this area of business? What should they be studying? What should they be looking for? What kind of person is Data Tech looking for?
Well, I'll start by saying supply chain is there are big two words, right? Supply chain can mean something different to almost every company you go to. And there's a lot of different areas of supply chain. It's very vast and broad. and everyone kind of looks at it different and treats it kind of different. So the possibilities there are nearly endless. So for someone going to college, it's really an area, in my opinion, that it's going to be around for a long, long time. You know, and there's going to be a lot of growth potential, and it's an industry that's forever changing, right? And we're continuing to get better with it. So what tech data is looking for in potential employees really is somebody that is willing to learn, that can think outside the box. You know, somebody that is a differentiator, somebody that's really customer focused.
Okay.
You know, I learned a long time ago that people do business with people they like, but it really runs deeper, right? You got to have dependability and accountability, and you build trust. And once you have that trust, then you have a business relationship that you can really build on, right? So people that can develop that trust and have the dependability and accountability, that's really what we're looking for for future growth.
Okay. We're going to go back to the growth part, but right now let's talk about where tech data is now. It's the company originally in the Tampa area, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. It's we're located in Clearwater, Florida, the Tampa Bay area.
All right, and now you're located worldwide?
Yes.
Okay.
Tech data. Today we're in. Well, we ship to 100 plus countries.
Okay.
But we have presence in APAC, EMEA, and US. About 14,000 employees.
Wow.
And this has been kind of through growth and acquisitions throughout the years.
That's amazing. Yeah. What throughout the United States? Can you name other countries that you're in? Main markets?
Yeah, I mean, we're real big. We have UK, we have Germany, we have Singapore. I apologize, Joe.
No, it's
everything in front of me, but
no, that's fine.
Yeah.
No, I'm just so fascinated by this story because it's really you resonated with me personally, and I believe with our audience because of the way the company has been able to evolve, as I said before. Evolve's the key here,
Right.
as well as value. Really, it's an amazing story. That's why I wanted to really delve more into the growth of the company. So it is a worldwide entity that started in the Tampa area, and it's gone from a typewriter shop to a worldwide leader in life cycle management and supply chain. It's amazing. So
Yeah.
before we touched upon where the locations of the company and where it's expanded, you mentioned the type of companies that you're looking to do business with. Can you expound on that?
We've seen our biggest success with the global OEMs, but we're not limited to just global OEMs. We do some business with some smaller manufacturers. We have tried to put our foot in the pool, so to speak, dealing with non-OEM manufacturers. And it just seems to be our niche really right now is with that subset of OEMs, particularly global, because that's the platform we're moving to and expanding. What we find today is, you have these large OEMs that say they're global, but they really run it independent, and almost in each area of the globe that they work. Tech data used to be the exact same way. And global lifecycle management is really breaking through with that, right? We're really pulling it together where today we can manage programs, again, in APAC and EMEA in the U.S. or North America out of our Clearwater location. We pick back and ship from these geographic areas, but really we're running the programs from Clearwater. So.
Okay. Fascinating. In conclusion, Jay, I'd like to thank you once again. It's Jay Glazer from Tech Data Global Life Cycle Management. Anything else you want to tell us about the company, about yourself? Where can a company find you, and where can talent find you?
I'm on LinkedIn, of course. We have a website, servicesbytechdata.com, and that should go right up to our services, the global lifecycle management. People can get contact through there, or they're welcome to call just Tech Data in general and look me up. It's Jay.fraze at techdata.com.
Great. Well, thanks again for joining us. This is Joe Becht from Logical Logistics and Seize Your Business. Jay, thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate the opportunity.
Hey, thanks for listening to the show. If you want to drop us a line, email us at becht5@comcast.net. You can leave comments, or if you want to be a guest, becht5@comcast.net. Also, make sure to review us on iTunes or other media outlets that we're located on. Special thanks goes out to Anthony B., my producer. And we'll see you next time on Logical Logistics.
Click the subscribe button for new videos every week and download us and review us on iTunes. Visit www.beslogistics.net for more logistics, transportation, and warehousing resources. Thanks for watching.